Hello, my name is Connie Fabry. I'm the President and CEO of the Greater Baton Rouge Industry Alliance. 2020 marks the 50th anniversary of our association, and we're pleased to be able to share with you a little bit about our history, our accomplishments, and a view to the future. Our mission is to add value to our communities through driving solutions to common issues with an emphasis on safety performance and workforce development.
Welcome. My name is Tom Muir. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Cornerstone Chemical and also the Chair for Gabria. I've been a member of Gabria for over 10 years now. Over 50 years ago, Gabria was formed focused on ensuring that we had a stable, available workforce to build and maintain these large industrial complexes that we have up and down the river. Over the last 50 years, a lot has changed, but our commitment to creating a workforce able to safely work in our facilities, whether it's building, modernizing, or making everyday improvements, this is a cornerstone for what we have to do and accomplish here.
I'd say it has been an organization that was needed, that was necessary, but it operates with a lot of other organizations. Everybody's trying to put a good face on this industry, and to me that's what Bria does in a first-class mode. Safety for everybody, the community, the workers, the companies, the employee, everybody. Workforce training, development with everybody, working with the community colleges, working with the technical colleges. You can look at every phase of our industry. There's a Gabria person there. And there's a Gabria organization that's pushing things and making things happen. Now, they're working with everybody else, and that's the way the system should work. We all work hand in glove to get the same end game.
Back when I started in '72, the Baton Rouge area was predominantly an industrial facility, an operation group that was totally dominated by union labor. And all of the work and maintenance work, construction work and maintenance work within the facilities was done with union workforce. Contrast that with today, and virtually everything today is done with merit shop. The Gabria group, which was actually under a different name then, but the original group of Gabria, formed or called a group of contractors together in the Baton Rouge area, which I was a part of. And they basically laid out some goals and objectives and long-term opportunities that they saw to really change the way construction and maintenance work was performed in the Baton Rouge area.
The industry had been very involved, more and more involved in the safety aspect of it, and done a much better job as also in workforce development and training. They've gotten more involved in that and been much more supportive of that over the last 30 years.
They've helped create a world-class competitive workforce in this region, and I think that's why it's drawn a lot of the industry that it has, and I think they'll continue to do that. They are the common voice for us, and so the contractors are able to participate with them, collaborate with them, and it's really been a real benefit for our company to sit at the table with these men and women that know our industry so well and able to work on our industry issues together.
Workforce development is critically important to Gabria members because it is these member contractor companies that build and maintain those facilities. And the highest level of skill for their pipe fitters and their welders and their electricians and their instrumentation technicians and their millwrights. Important because if you think about process safety management, which is ensuring that those things that are in the pipe stay in the pipe, having highly skilled individuals build and maintain those facilities, critically important to the safe operations of those plants.
ABC and Gabria formed a partnership roughly 40 years ago, and it was Gabria and its plants managers realized we need to invest in our workforce, in our contractor workforce, and began to partner with ABC to invest in contractor workforce through the education programs at ABC. Gabria and ABC are working on high school curricula, on getting our education programs into more high schools, into the community colleges, impacting more individuals through our education programs. So in the community, one of the things that I love is that you're touching lives. When folks come through these programs, the GBRIA members invest in our education. You've educated an individual, you've given a way to fend for himself, for his family, to provide for it's a generational impact when folks come through ABC, and that's thanks to our partnership with GBRIA. I'd say a world-class workforce, one that we can be proud of here in Baton Rouge. We'll match our workforce with anybody in the country, thanks to our partnership with GBRIA.
What you're looking at behind me is a life-size model of a processing unit for our students to learn hands-on training. GBRIA came to Baton Rouge Community College pretty much in inception 20 years ago when we were deciding to do industrial training. Obviously, GBRIA is made up of industry partners and companies, and we wanted to do process technology. So they provided us, first, the research of what type of training that's needed within the region, the credentials needed, and the skills. Secondly, the business and industry buy-in into our processes. So our students get training and hands-on training in the process, but more importantly, they need internships to really bring that training to life. And GBRIA facilitate all of that in the beginning. Also, GBRIA, since the past 20 years at Baton Rouge Community College, they have gave us guidance and ideas for further industrial training, such as non-destructive testing, which is our newest program that we've offered here about 5 years ago. And that program has been a national award-winning program, and we're training people not only for the Baton Rouge community, but across the country.
Back in the 90s, the plant managers group put together a general safety and health orientation, and that became that sort of the birth of the basic orientation and the basic orientation refresher. Over the years, Alliance Safety Council and GBRIA have worked together to improve safety, to reduce cost, and to make a more efficient and effective workforce. It's the cost of safety incidents and accidents, but to create some really great records and stories around driving safety.
Back in the 70s, there was no college-level program for occupational safety and health professionals. And industry in this area, GBRIA, went to several universities asking them if they would start one, but the program wasn't big enough and wasn't well enough known. But they wound up at Southeastern Louisiana University, and there the faculty thought it was a wonderful idea, but they didn't have any background in that area. And so they talked to the good people at GBRIA and asked them if they would help them. And so GBRIA, with its professionals, safety professionals working in the greater Baton Rouge area, formed an advisory council. And the advisory council worked together with the administrative people at Southeastern to put together this program.
This program has grown tremendously over the past 20 plus years, and it's the only one in the state of Louisiana that has safety, health, and environment, and also one of the few that have been accredited by Accreditation Board for Engineering Technology in the country. The safety professionals is producing a huge role in all of the different businesses. In many different industries, safety becomes the core value instead of just say safety the first or top priority. That certainly highlights the importance of our students' contribution to the different businesses, because they certainly can ensure that the workplace is safer, healthier, and also the environment get protected.
It has taken our industry from kind of a anything goes in the early days to one now that's very, very sophisticated, that's very high tech, that's controlled environments for our workforce. It's raised all of our standards from our training requirements, our craft skill requirements, to our safety requirements, to our quality requirements. Every aspect of construction is far better today than it was 30, 40 years ago, in large part due to a lot of the programs that were initiated and still today are supported by the GBRIA operation.
GBRIA has been instrumental in driving change. They'll get statistics from the industry partners, and they'll bring those forward, and they'll identify a need, a safety initiative that needs additional focus. And so we've been able to work with them to promote those different emphasis on those different programs, and to be able to execute on whatever it is that they need us to do in order to continue to drive safety in the workplace.
I say GBRIA has been a big player in that. They've helped us establish the Safety Council. They've helped us work with the workforce development and training, and when it comes to safety training. So they've been a very big player in that. They've really been the key representative of industry. They really have been when it comes to representing and working with the contracting and the engineering companies.
The facilities and the work sites in the Baton Rouge and surrounding areas is safer because of Gabria's contributions.
In 2015, Gabria, along with the Baton Rouge Area Chamber and the Center for Planning Excellence, all found themselves challenged by the same problem in the community, our transportation crisis. And they got together to form the Capital Region Industry for Sustainable Infrastructure Solutions, or CRISIS, to bring leaders together to give impact transportation in a positive way in our community. Since that time, CRISIS and the Baton Rouge community has been able to appropriate $1.7 billion towards transportation infrastructure in our community. Major projects including the I-10 widening, the MOVE EBR improvements in East Baton Rouge Parish, and the I-10 widening in Ascension have finally seen the light of day. Everyone knows that traffic congestion is a major problem in Baton Rouge, and this was certainly a problem that was impacting Gabria's members as well. And through the leadership of Gabria, leaders from really all the 5 parishes across Baton Rouge came together and tried to address how they move their products, how they get their employees to and from work, and how it ultimately impacts the quality of life in Baton Rouge. I'm thrilled about what CRISIS has accomplished to date, only through the leadership of key leaders who are part of the petrochemical sector, but also in other parts of the Baton Rouge community. I think the future is bright. In fact, we're focused on getting a new South Bridge here in Baton Rouge, focused on a swift implementation of the $1.7 billion that we've already allocated for Baton Rouge. So I think the future is bright with CRISIS, but we could only do it with the help of Gabria and its members.
The value of membership in Gabria is twofold. One, safety. Safety is paramount for all of us in our industry. Having Gabria organize and keep us focused on sharing best practices, working directly with our contractors, recognizing contractors for their outstanding improvements and performance over time, allows us and our industry to continue to prosper.
Gabria is a seat at the adult table, a chance to influence policy and direction, things that have a common interest, a great deal of success with workforce development, most recently with infrastructure improvements through CRISIS, and by far the thing that we have the greatest pride in is our safety record. The plants here in the Baton Rouge area have a safety record that's about 10 times better than the national average for all manufacturers, and that's a direct result of the work with Gabria.
What Gabria means to me, from a business perspective, is that I have a workforce, a craft workforce that I can count on to deliver the maintenance and capital projects that I need to be successful in Louisiana. An additional value of Gabria is advocacy. A lot has changed over the last 50 years. We live in our communities and we work in our communities. A lot of community members know us, but there's other people that don't. It's important for us as Gabria members to help teach all of those around us the value that our incredible petrochemical industry brings to our community.
This is Gabria, working behind the scenes in many cases, but steady, always there.
In the last 50 years, we saw 2 major changes. The one is the rise of the personal computer. We've taken computing power per dollar and multiplied it out more than anybody could ever imagine, and we now have the power of a mainframe computer in our cell phones. That is breaking open doors for our field technologists and field personnel to really leverage that technology in everything that they do in their job. The second major trend is moving from a completely diverged process technology technology or operations technology and IT, so information technology, those worlds have always been segregated. That means that we had siloed data about our operations that we couldn't leverage. The convergence of those worlds and combining those worlds together in IT OT is really going to open up opportunities to leverage that data to do some breakthrough performance in safety and profitability. Technology has changed so much in the last 50 years, and it's going to start changing even faster, and that's one of the key reasons that GBRIA agreed to sponsor the TechNext conference this past October. In that conference, we learned how Industry 4.0 is going to really radically change our industry. We're early on the transformation using digital. We about 100 years ago, we saw the Industrial Revolution. We're now in a digital revolution. So at TechNext, we saw technologies like advanced analytics, machine learning, connected worker, Internet of Things, all those things, they're going to come together and radically transform our industry. I am very optimistic about how digital technologies can give us a breakthrough performance in our safety, reliability, and profitability, and that's what I'm really excited about for the Baton Rouge area.
What we see now is juniors and seniors in high school all over South Louisiana can begin to take electrical classes, they can begin to take pipe fitting classes, welding classes, and come out of high school job ready. That doesn't mean that they are certified at that point, but they're certainly on their way, and they've gotten a real head start in terms of their ability to enter the workforce and continue their training.
I think one of the areas where they'll really play a big role going forward is how do we utilize all the new technology that's being developed and starting to roll into the construction and maintenance fields. How are we going to take that and make it as proactive and as successful as it can be in terms of making a safer environment for all of our folks to work in.
Congratulations, GBRIA, on the 50-year anniversary. We're very proud of the work you've done and continuing to do.
So from all the folks at Performance Contractors and myself personally, I want to wish GBRIA a very, very happy and successful 50th anniversary and look forward to the next 50 years.
I'd like to congratulate GBRIA on their 50th anniversary. They've been critical to our industry, critical to the economy of Louisiana and jobs in Louisiana, education in Louisiana, so I wish them the best and the continued successes, and we look forward to working with them for another 50 years.
GBRIA, congratulations on 50 years. On behalf of Baton Rouge Community College, we really congratulate GBRIA on a great 50 years. Without your support and guidance, Baton Rouge Community College wouldn't be able to provide the workforce needs for the region. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and we look forward for ongoing opportunities to working closely with you and the industry partners.
Congratulations, GBRIA, on 50 years of driving better safety.
Congratulate GBRIA for 50th anniversary, and here's to another successful 50 years to come.
GBRIA, congratulations on your 50 years. Thank you for everything you do for the community.
Congratulations on 50 years, 50 fantastic years.
Thank you to all of our stakeholders who have participated in the last 50 years, our members, our sponsors, the community. We appreciate you and we look forward to the next 50 years together.